the Saints are 1-6 on the season, and it doesn't get any easier. New Orleans is going to welcome in Tampa Bay here to the Dome on Sunday. And for the Bucs, they're going to come in on short rest and shorthanded. Tampa did play against the Lions on Monday Night Football in Detroit and lost 24-9. So very big in all sports, not just about who you play, but when and where you play them. So travel, I think, is often one of the most understated storylines when we talk about professional sports. How much travel a team has to do. We're starting to see that now in college football, and particularly in the Big Ten, where you have teams like UCLA playing Rutgers, having to fly across the country, things of that nature. Washington against Maryland. I mean, that travel is significant, and it shouldn't be understated, and we're seeing the effects of teams having to go across country. Penn State, disappointing loss, then has to fly to L.A. to take on UCLA in front of 9,000 people. That wears on you. Now, you expect professionals to have a higher level of commitment, buy-in, all that stuff, because they're pros. They're being paid salaries and being paid like professionals. Spare me the revenue share. Sorry about, they are professionals. This is their job. This is what they are doing. They are employees. So I think for Tampa, playing Monday night in Detroit, flying back to Tampa, having now an off day Tuesday to try to get your legs under you, then to turn around and prepare Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, travel Saturday, play Sunday. It's a quick turnaround for Tampa to have to go back-to-back road games and road on a short week. That's a benefit for New Orleans coming up this week. By the way, the game this week in New Orleans is at 3:05. It's in the afternoon window, the late afternoon window, with the Saints welcoming in the Bucs. And Tampa is going to be shorthanded because they lost Mike Evans due to injury on Monday Night Football. Evans, who had just come back after suffering a hamstring injury in Week 3, broke his collarbone and was concussed in the game on Monday Night Football at Detroit. So Mike Evans is going to be out for it's not anticipated he'll be out for the remainder of the season, but likely toward the end of the season. And Todd Bowles, when he met with reporters on Tuesday, was asked how not having Mike Evans might change their game plan moving forward.
Well, he's definitely going to have to do that, but we've been doing it the past couple of weeks since he's been out, so it's kind of the norm right now, unfortunately. But when you lose somebody like that, it's always going to affect your offense, and you're going to have to change and do different things.
So there's two components of this Mike Evans injury that is interesting from Tampa's perspective. Number one is this very likely means we are going to see one of the great streaks in the NFL come to an end. Mike Evans had recorded 1,000 receiving yards in each of his first 11 NFL seasons. He's the only receiver ever to do that, to have 1,000 receiving yards in each of his first 11 seasons in the NFL. The 11 consecutive 1,000 receiving yard seasons also tied Jerry Rice for the most such seasons in NFL history, with 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Tim Brown, by the way, is next on the list with 9. So consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, it's Jerry Rice and Mike Evans at 11. Evans with 1,000 yards this season would have broken that record. And now that most certainly will not happen. He's been out, as we mentioned, since Week 3 with that hamstring injury, and now he's going to miss a chunk of this season, which most certainly means he will not get to 1,000 yards. He's at 140 yards on the season, by the way. So 14 catches for 140 and 1 score. So Mike Evans, who's 32 years old, has had an outstanding career, is most certainly a future Hall of Famer. We'll see that incredible streak end. I know here we mostly, from the Saints lens, look at Mike Evans as the guy that had so many battles with Marshawn Lattimore and oftentimes got frustrated and cheap-shotted Lattimore as well on the sideline of the game in the Dome when Jameis was up in his face. Anyway, all that notwithstanding, you may not like that part of the competitive nature of the rivalry, but you can respect the fact that Mike Evans had an incredible career up until this point. that's one. Two is this means it's a great opportunity for their other receivers, Sterling Shepard, and more notably, the rookie Emeka Egbuka. So Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State has kind of taken the mantle there as wide receiver one with Mike Evans out. Now, with Evans, Shepard, and Egbuka, that was a hell of a three-headed monster. And then you throw tight end Cade Otton in the mix as well. Made it really challenging for opponents. But Egbuka so far this season, 31 catches, 527 yards. He's averaging 17 yards a reception and leading the team with 5 touchdowns. He's been outstanding so far in the first 7 games of his rookie season. And then Shepard, of course, who kind of made his hay early in his career with the New York Football Giants. Shepard's 32 years old. He's a veteran, but having a very nice season there with 26 catches for 267 yards and a score. He's averaging 10 yards a reception. So they were a good 1-2 punch, but they have a legit number one now with Emeka Egbuka, which means here you go, Kool-Aid McKinstry and Quincy Riley. Riley had a nice day this past weekend, came up with an interception. Kool-Aid has really struggled. We've documented that plenty throughout the start of the season. Kool-Aid has really struggled with opposing teams' number one receivers. I know he was the conference defensive player of the week a couple of weeks ago because of his 2 interceptions. If you're here regularly, you know my feeling on that. I think he caught 2 punts, and they awarded him the defensive player of the week. They didn't mention it was the game against the Giants. His PI, he got beat on the sideline. He gave up a touchdown to the tight end. It was not a great day for Kool-Aid. He just caught 2 punts that went as interceptions. So in any event, another great opportunity for Kool-Aid against a great young receiver, a guy who's proving to be a legit number one in Emeka Egbuka. Let's see how Kool-Aid McKinstry fares this weekend in the Dome against Egbuka. But no Mike Evans for Tampa when they come to the Dome, which gives the struggling Saints defense a little bit of a reprieve, not to have to deal with all 3 of those guys plus Cade Otton. But a very good offense there with Rashad White, Bucky Irving, toting the rock. Baker is playing at an MVP level. I know they lost on Monday Night Football, but Baker, before that game, many thought might have been the front runner for MVP. He's playing at that level. It's going to be a really tough challenge for New Orleans in the Dome Sunday afternoon. But no Mike Evans, as he suffered a broken collarbone and a concussion. He'll be out this week and for the foreseeable future for Tampa. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.